I don't know if you're aware of it, but the election sentiment has shifted totally within just the past couple of days.
Yeah, I know.
Down in New York. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what it is?
What is it now?
Now it's get rid of Sliwa.
Yeah, right. Right. You're talking about all the people who are against Mamdami,
right?
Trying to figure out how to beat him,
right? And
they need a strategy because basically they're desperate, is what
even
it is.
Up until like a week ago, it was like, okay, before the debates, people, the Republican side would say, okay, Curtis is the Republican candidate, we're going to stick with him.
Yeah, but
the last couple of days, it's just like, no,
I know.
But here's the problem:
from Republicans,
it's his own party.
Yeah.
My sources tell me even the party is going to tell him, you got to step out.
Yeah, I mean, I saw, what's his name? Katzmanidis, or I always mispronounce that guy's name.
Katzmanidis?
Yeah. So he was saying he's got to drop out.
He sounds like a cartoon character.
You ever hear his voice? He looks like a cartoon character.
Oh, my God.
Okay, but so he's saying to drop out. Bill Ackman is saying to drop out. Right. He's another voice who I don't even know if he's technically Republican, but he's big right now. He's a big donor to just Republicans in general right now.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's so weird though, because I look at the situation and it's like Curtis is the major party candidate.
Right.
Zoran is the major party candidate.
Right.
You have two.
Neither of them are really, staunchly either of those parties.
So, and then you have what would be considered a spoiler candidate, which is Cuomo. He's running for himself right now.
Right.
He's not representing a party.
Right.
And yet everybody's asking the Republican to drop out.
Right.
So Cuomo can win.
Yeah.
In any other circumstance, you look at that and say Cuomo's the spoiler. But all of a sudden everybody's saying Sliwa is the spoiler.
Right.
You think, well, Sliwa's the one actually representing like Republicans, you would think.
Right.
And Cuomo didn't win his own primary and decided to spoil the election. You would think that's how people would think about it, but instead they're saying, no, Curtis, you have to drop out.
In a normal world, you would have Cuomo would be the Democratic candidate and Curtis Sliwa would be the Republican candidate or somebody else.
Okay.
It would be a Republican against, and then a third party, like someone like Mamdami, who's basically a communist.
Yeah, basically a socialist or a communist.
He would be a minority third.
Yeah, right.
Or fourth.
Right. Right.
That's not
but he won.
But he won.
But he won. Okay, here's what I did not know. And when I learned this, my entire perception of politics in New York completely shifted. I now see it as just basically one big farce. Okay. Do you know about the 8-to-1 matching program?
For funds?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Where if you grassroots funding, any donations under $250 get matched by the city, by taxpayer money.
Yep.
8 times.
Yep. Is that
so
crazy?
if you for a $10 donation,
right,
the city pays you $80.
Yeah.
So you get $90 total.
Yeah.
Only 10 of which actually came from a person.
Isn't that crazy?
How is that reasonable? That sounds nuts.
It's been going on for years. So.
And that not that long. I think it's relatively new, actually. But
last few elections, I think.
I think 2018 is probably when.
Really?
Yeah, it's not that. I think
Maybe
it's
not.
pretty new. Okay. I could be wrong. But anyway, so you have candidates who traditionally rely on grassroots donations,
right?
And then you have candidates who rely on big donations, like Cuomo, right? He's going to get millions from his PACs and his large donors, and now you have the grassroots people who totally eclipse these big funders because all of a sudden it's like, Zoran raises mostly grassroots and he gets a $35 million war chest.
Crazy.
Because the state pays for the rest. Whereas Cuomo ends up with the least amount of money.
Is it because the state or the city?
I'm sorry, the city. I misspoke.
City, yeah.
And the city pays for the rest.
Right.
Whereas Cuomo at the end raises the least amount of money because the city pays him the least because he gets little grassroots donations.
Right.
So you end up with a totally inverse payment system. Yeah. I mean, I understand if you want to supplement it, like if you were trying to do it because you want grassroots candidates to be able to have some fighting shot, it's like, all right, we'll match it. We'll match it, equal match. Okay, $10. We'll give you $10, but it's times 8.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of a times 8 program for any sort of charity or donation system of any kind. That's crazy.
I forget what the justification is for that, but I know it exists.
It's a crazy amount.
Crazy, and that's why Eric Adams dropped out. He ran out of money. wouldn't get any money.
Yeah, I mean, he fell from grace really fast.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Actually, I think what happened was basically he got caught with his pants down, and the Biden administration was basically prosecuting him, right?
Yeah, right.
And then Trump came in, and he tried to cuddle up to Trump.
Yeah.
But he's a Democrat, so he loses both sides. It's like your supporters now think you're a fraud, and Republicans are never going to like you. So you're this guy trying to not go to jail, and it's like, okay, you don't even have any convictions of your own, it seems like.
And Trump is not going to step in and support Curtis Sliwa, even though you would think he would support the Republican candidate.
Yeah.
But he's not going to support him because there's something, I forget what it is, but it goes back years and years. Curtis was always, he never spoke well of Trump.
Yeah.
Ever.
Really?
Going back decades. And I don't know exactly what that's all about. I'm sure there's something, anybody can look it up.
I know when Trump first ran in like 2015 or something.
Yeah.
Around that time, Curtis started calling him like a manic depressive. He's like, no, he's a crazy man who's going to get in there and
there you
go nuts. And he basically hasn't really supported him since.
No.
So, which is dumb. I mean, because at the same time, I realize this strategy has existed for decades in Republican politics. It never gets anybody anywhere, where it's like, okay, well, our country is shifting to become more progressive, so the Republican has to take sort of a centrist stance, like, well, climate change is a real issue, and we're going to use carbon tax credits in order instead of regulating. It's like, okay, so you have those kind of Republicans. That was like the McCain, the Romney style,
right?
But they just lose because they come across as like soft Democrats, and then you have the real Democrats. It's like, well, people are just going to vote for the real Democrats. You have to have somebody come in and just go for the Hail Mary and say, like, basically like Trump did, like, we're closing the border, we're going to build a giant wall, everybody's coming in, and you have to capture the voting base that isn't voting, the voting base that's staying home. Mm-hmm. All these candidates for a while, they keep trying to go for the people that are already voting, but those people have already decided who they're voting for. Right. You have to go for the voting base that isn't showing up at all and think about why they aren't showing up. And that's why Trump won. And nobody in New York is doing that. I mean, only, I think, like 60% of the city votes. You got 40% that's not even voting. It's like, why aren't they voting? Some of them are never going to vote, but you would think there's at least 20% that are staying home because they're just so disillusioned with the whole thing. It's like, I watched the debate, and I'm like, none of these even seem like Republicans. I wouldn't really want to vote for any of these guys.
The debates were not that good, actually.
No, they weren't that good, because Curtis he's just doing his, like, toe the line, I'm a Republican, but I'm a nice guy. Yeah. Really, believe me. It's like, okay, yeah, I know. It's just, I don't know. But they also talked about, do you have anything else?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, the other thing about New York is we all know that New York knows how to create an election, right? I mean,
what do you mean?
Well, New York is basically democratic.
They know how to.
It's a Democrat. New York is going to vote Democrat all the time.
Okay.
Every time, right? So we all know that they are not going to. We all know that they know how to fix an election. Right?
Oh,
right?
Okay.
They know how to do that.
You said create an election. I was like, well, yeah, we have to create elections. I thought
not create a process, create an outcome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we all know that they know well how to do that.
Right.
So I don't know if anybody at this point, if any Republican is going to win in New York.
No.
It's happened in the past, but man, they've got that fixing down pat.
The thing, and it reminds me, watching Zoran, it reminds me of when we were watching Obama back in 2008 or whatever, because it's like I'm seeing these candidates who are just so uncharismatic and so just out of touch with the sentiment of the people and like what's really going on. And then you have this one guy who's like kind of charismatic, seems like a little bit cooler. Mm-hmm. So he just runs away with it. Yeah. Because you got all these guys up there like, I
got to say, he's pretty well polished. He's got some good writers.
He does have good writers. I think he's too well polished. Yeah. I think he's not as charismatic as he seems next to 70-year-old men.
Of course.
Is what it is. And the thing is, he's also a total fake. I know we talked about this already days ago. That smile he does after every question, after every answer he gives, it's like, it's so fake.
You
it's
do that
so
very
fake.
well.
I know. I do it too well. I'm being told that it's a little too close, actually. Yeah. But Yeah, no, it's so fake. And by the way, his accent changed. He used to have like an Indian accent,
Right.
and he got rid of it within the past like 5 or 10 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So people are kind of questioning his authenticity too. So it's like, do you actually have an accent? Are you dropping it because you want to seem more, more like an American? What are you doing here?
I don't know.
You
He doesn't have an accent like Curtis Sliwa has an accent.
No, Curtis Sliwa has a New York accent. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Did you know
nothing wrong with that?
Did you know he faked some of the guardian angel crime stopping?
I had heard some of that, yeah. Back when.
Yeah. In the 70s or 80s?
Yeah, I had heard some of that.
Yeah. And he admitted to it.
Yeah, he's not, listen, he's not an angel.
No. No, but the thing is that is so bad because you do that, right?
Yeah.
And you think, all right, we'll just gain some publicity.
Right.
And, helps with the PR a little bit. But you're lying to people.
Right.
And then here we are, I don't know, 40 years later, really. And it's like, okay, that story comes up and it discredits everything you did. Because somebody who wasn't there during that time, like me, hears that and it's like, okay, so I can't believe any of it.
Yeah, right.
You totally lose credibility. Comes back to bite, which I'm sure he wasn't thinking at the time. And, in 40 years when I run for mayor, they're going to be 20 and 30-year-olds who are not going to trust me because they're going to read a story about how I faked something. It's like, yeah, well, that's what happened.
Well, you mentioned the number of people that actually vote, New York City residents.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was thinking, if I was still a resident of New York City, I would have to go and I would have to cast my vote.
Yeah.
And if I had made a decision not to vote for Sliwa, that's who I would have voted for.
Right.
But my party says, no, you don't do that. We just can't have a communist in, so we have to put Cuomo in.
We have to vote for Cuomo.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd go.
Right.
So I'm wondering what that's going to do to the voting numbers come election day.
You mean, yeah, but he's probably not going to drop. Do you think he is?
Yeah.
You think he is?
Yeah.
I could see it happening. The push is gaining a lot of momentum right now, like a lot. But
even Kazmatidis is saying, well,
I don't think he's a great political mastermind myself.
He's not, but he employs Curtis Sliwa.
Yeah, he's also a huge donor.
And a huge donor.
He has a lot of influence.
Oh, yeah.
A lot.
Yep.
Yeah, right. I mean, is Curtis doing his daily show now?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Is he? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Because he's a radio show host, right?
Yeah, he's got a show. I don't know if it's running right now.
Well, anyway, they also brought up cannabis during the debate.
They did? Okay.
Right. And the three answers were, the question was, have you ever purchased cannabis at a legal cannabis dispensary or something like that, and Cuomo says no. Curtis says, yes, when I was shot back in 1996, 6 times in the chest by the, I don't want to say the wrong name. Gambino? Was it the Gambinos?
No. Is it the Gambino family?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was John Gotti's crew.
Was it Gambino? I'm going to check. I definitely don't want to give the wrong name.
You don't want to get that wrong. They'll come looking for you.
Yeah. So in 1992, the Gambino crime family, on the orders of John Gotti Sr. to his son, John Gotti Jr. tried to kill me. That's what he said. Right. That's what he says.
Well, it's true. He did.
Yeah. So did you know that two of them, John Gotti Jr. and Curtis Sliwa, both attended the same wedding a little while ago? No. Yeah, they were both in the same room together. And
that's ridiculous.
Says Curtis kept looking at him.
That's ridiculous. That's crazy.
And the crazy thing is the family, the Gotti family afterward, came out and was Curtis has to grow up and put things behind him. It's did you shoot him in the chest 6 times? Died. Because if you did, I don't think you have to tell him to grow up. Yeah. I feel like that's misplaced advice for somebody who almost died because of you.
It wasn't just he tore his whole insides were torn out.
I'm surprised he lived. That's crazy that you even lived through that.